Good morning, everyone. June 20th is the date. So, as you all probably know, the award show for the NBA is coming out Monday, June 25th, hosted by Anthony Anderson. Very good guy. Love him. Malibu's was one. So, we're going to talk about the Rookie of the Year. It's clearly down to the final two people, Ben Simmons, Donovan Mitchell. Either one could win the award. I wouldn't really be upset if one got it over the other. I, however, have a different opinion on who should win it. I think Ben Simmons should get it. He thinks Donovan Mitchell should get it. So, first reason, just dive right into it. I think Donovan Mitchell is an amazing player. Very good. No one saw that coming. I believe he averaged 21 points per game, like 3 assists and 3 rebounds, which is why I don't think he should win it. So, he's an amazing scorer, I should say. Great player. He's a true rookie. I know you guys probably try to use the Ben Simmons isn't a real rookie argument, even though he didn't play a game his first year. I believe Ben Simmons is looked at by most not to be the best player on his team, which is false to me as well. But even when the best player on his team didn't play the final 15 games of the regular season, they won 15 in a row. They were seeded higher than the Jazz. Yeah, people will say the West is stronger than the East, but is it really? The West only had 2 50-win teams. The East had 4 or 5. So that's another argument for another day. I just feel like Ben Simmons, he's the bigger player. He's 6'8". He's LeBron-ish. 6'8", can dribble. He dribbles better than LeBron. He passes almost as well. He's the same size. He's probably taller. He's only 22. 8 rebounds, 8 assists, 16 points. He doesn't even look to score. I believe that he can average a triple-double for a season by the time he's 25. And I think he can do it consistently. I think he's a more well-rounded player. I think he's better at more. Yeah, he'll try to knock his field goal percentage, his free throw percentage. He doesn't shoot threes. That's fine. Like I tell him all the time, they didn't lose in the second round because he's not a great shooter. They lost in the second round because they were young and inexperienced. They blew a 22-point lead. Then his favorite player, the best player on the team, Joel Embiid, according to him, missed a layup under the rim. You're 7'2". You have no business missing layups. So that's why I think Ben Simmons is the better player. There's more to basketball than scoring. Donovan Mitchell is a better scorer, but Ben Simmons is better at everything else.
Good? You got that all out? Yeah. All right. So, I'm sort of the same as Rob here. I'm not really going to knock either one. I kind of prefer Mitchell only because I think Simmons was sort of anointed. He was the #1 recruit coming out of high school. He was the #1 draft pick coming out of college. Even when he missed that year, you knew he was going to be good right off the bat. It was a little shocking to me to be that #1 recruit and look at the last couple of years of his playing career and to still, he didn't make a 3 in his entire rookie year. Again, bad free throw shooting, stuff like that. Stuff that, you missed a season, you should be able to work on free throw shooting. Donovan Mitchell, on the other hand, he was still a lottery pick, but late lottery pick. You didn't really see him coming. He was in the top 30 in his recruiting class. I don't really remember him doing anything at Louisville. It may have been something.
25 points.
Okay, and not saying that he wasn't a good player at Louisville, but just they didn't make a lot of noise. You didn't really hear about him too much.
He also played 3 or 4 years.
Was that the year that Patino got fired, or that was this year? That was this year, wasn't it?
That was it.
Okay, so it was Patino's last year at Louisville. So I think Mitchell, to me, almost surpassed Simmons just on a mindset. They're both great players. I think Mitchell, because you didn't really see it coming, and how quick he sort of grew into that leading scorer. The Jazz were the 10 seed until March, maybe April. So he pushed them from a 10 seed to a 5th seed. They won 4 games to 1 against the Thunder in the first round of the playoffs. I know you're not supposed to use that when you're thinking about Rookie of the Years, but they have the thing 2 weeks after the finals end, so it's hard to not think of that when you're voting. Like you said, more points. Still 4 rebounds, 4 assists for a 6'3" guard. That's not terrible. He's not the point guard, so he's not going to pass as much as Simmons would. And 80% free throw shooter, 35% from 3. Very well rounded. So I think Mitchell will win just based on sort of him coming from a spot where maybe nobody expected it. So he'll sort of bypass Simmons because, I don't know, again, you're 6'10", you've had yourself anointed this many years. How can you not hit 60% of your free throws? I don't, that's the only one I don't like. Would I take Ben Simmons on my team? Absolutely. All day, every day. If the Cavs lost LeBron, that would be my choice to replace him. So I'm good with Simmons. 100%, and he's going to be a top 20 player in the league for the next 10, 15 years. But just if I was top five immediately.
Yeah, probably 2 years or so. You know how I feel strongly on Ben Simmons. I said he's the second coming of LeBron James.
I'll tell you what.
Probably won't be quite as good, but nobody will probably be quite as good as him.
And LeBron had a pretty broken jumper when he came out of high school, and he still hit 70% of his free throws.
It wasn't as bad as Ben Simmons.
That's the only thing that gets it. If he ever develops a jump shot,
he was just as good. He's just as good of a passer as LeBron was when he came to the league. He's just as good of a rebounder as LeBron.
He's taller. You were saying 6'8". He's actually 6'10".
Yeah, 6'10". He's taller than LeBron is. LeBron has to score because LeBron didn't have anybody on his team when he got drafted.
Right.
He was fortunate enough to get drafted on a team with Embiid.
Right.
So I believe he could score 25 to 30 points a game if he absolutely had to and was forced to.
But would it all be within 10 feet of the basket at this point? At this point in his career. Not 3 years down the road. At this point in his career. It all have to be within 10 feet of the hoop.
But if you surround him with shooters, I believe he can do so. That's why when they went on that 15-game win streak and he averaged a triple-double during that. Like a 20-point triple-double.
Yeah.
And he did that because he was surrounded by Redick, Sarchik, Covington, people that Ilyasova, people that can shoot threes. You can't double team him.
Sure.
So it's a one-on-one thing. The point guard can't guard. No point guard can guard him.
No.
So I believe if he wanted to score, when he hears more people like you saying, "Oh, he can't score, can't shoot," he's going to eventually become more aggressive.
There's a difference between those two things.
It sounds like you're knocking him for not being as aggressive as he should be.
No, because I don't think that he has a problem scoring. I think he can score whenever he wants because, like you said, he's almost an immediate mismatch every time down the floor. There's not any other point guard that's 6'10", except for if you want to call Giannis a point guard, fine. Other than that, that's it. It's Ben Simmons and that's it. I don't have a problem with his scoring. I think he can make 5 baskets a game. I have a problem with his shooting. If you've been that good for that long and went to private academies and shooting coaches and things, if you can't hit a 3 as an NBA point guard, he hit as many as you did last year. If you can't do that and you can't hit your free throws when you have the ball in your hand that much and you're going to the basket as much as he does, that's a problem. So
how's that a problem when everybody else around you can hit threes?
I understand, but then it turns into a hack of Simmons.
So 15, he'll work with his free throws, but you win 15 games, it's not by accident.
But hey, that's all I'm saying. Develop a jump shot, develop your free throw shooting, get it to 70% from the line at minimum, get us to 30% from 3, I'm good. I got nothing else. He'll be a top 5 player.
So
but you gotta do that.
Philly, terrible team. I believe like 3 or 4 years ago, they won like 10 games.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, terrible.
Mm-hmm.
His first year back, they're a 52-win team.
I get it.
His first year. With no help of the number 1 overall pick, they should have drafted Jason Tatum, but we'll argue about that another day because I feel strongly upon that.
There's no argument there. There isn't an argument. It was just both of us yelling at that.
You guys will probably see steam coming out of my ears if we get into that. So anyway, who didn't even play in the playoffs?
Right.
I believe Markelle Fultz probably hit as many threes as I did this year.
Yes.
So
at least
I don't want to talk about him. He played as many minutes in the playoffs as I did.
Right.
So
and me.
And you.
Yeah.
So
and I'm more out of shape than you are.
Yeah.
So
and I'm much more out of shape than Markelle Fultz is, you would think.
Yeah.
I mean,
right.
But he didn't play. Embiid's an amazing player. I just feel like the ball sticks to him a lot when he's in the game. I feel like when he's out of the game, the ball goes. There are more threats.
Yeah.
Ilyasova touches it more. Sarkic touches it more. Covington touches it more.
But they're not part of their plans. Covington is. Redick's already a free agent. Ilyasova's already a free agent. So
they should resign.
They're not part of their plans. To wrap this up, I would say it'll probably be Donovan Mitchell, but I wouldn't be upset either way.
If we're going to say Ben Simmons, then I would be upset because I want to be right. Guys, have a wonderful afternoon.
Take care.
Hey everyone, thanks for watching Rob and Rob. Hit the like button for us. Give us a thumbs up if you like what you saw. Anything else that you want us to debate, feel free to comment below. Any new content you want us to talk about, leave comments, talk about it, and please hit that subscribe button. Catch us, we'll be dropping a video once a week.